Hello, grade 7 students. This is day 19 of STP Mathematics 2A lesson series. So we started the lesson scale drawing, and the last video I asked you to do two sums. So then here question number 1 and 2. So today first we will discuss these two sums. And here they have given the scale, right? So then we don't want to decide the scale. They have given us the scale, right? Now, what I ask you to do first, when you're doing something, first you want to draw the real image, right? At first you want to draw the real image as they have given. What's the real image? 6 meters, 6 meters. So this is 6 meters and this is 6 meters, and they have given this as 16. These are the information you have. Children, I will tell you something. With your geometry knowledge, now you know these two sides are equal, no? That you mark it. These things they have not given in the textbook or in the question. What we should do, we want to use our geometry knowledge that we know these two 6 meters, 6 meters, that means they are equal. If they are equal, we know, so this angle and this angle also will be equal. If I mark this as x and if I mark this as x, I can write something like this. X plus 60 is equal to 180 degrees. So what is the reason? Angles in a triangle. Angles in a triangle. So then the 2x plus 60 degrees equal to 180. Then the 2x equal to 180 minus 60. 2x equal to 120. X is equal to 60. Right? That means if this is 60, right? If this is 60, this should be an equilateral triangle. This one also should be 6 meters, right? So then we don't get that same kind of questions in the exam. Here that looking at the 6 meters, and there was something 60 degrees now. So then I felt that I want to check whether whether this is a special triangle or not. So I just tried it. It worked. So this is a special type of triangle. This is earlier we feel that this is an isosceles triangle, but after doing all the calculation, I can understand this is an equilateral triangle. Now, how we are going to do this? We want to have the scale diagram, the rough sketch. Now what I do, I draw the rough sketch. What is the scale I do have? They have given, so clearly 1 centimeter. Can you remember how we are going to write the scale, children? Can you remember? 1 centimeter, 1 meter. So likewise here I write 1 centimeter, 1 meter. Okay. And here it should be 6 centimeters. Here it should be 6 centimeters, 6 centimeters, then 60 degrees. So then 60 degrees and 60 degrees like this. Okay. Something like this. Then we'll start doing this, constructing how you also need to do it with me. Everyone, please ready to do it with me, that you just draw a free line here, right? You mark a particular point, right? Right? You want to do it with me. Then you come to this place, right? And you draw an arc and you come to this place, draw an arc, right? So then you draw something like this, okay? We don't know the length, you just draw it. Then you open your compass and measure 6 centimeters, right? You mark the 6 centimeter from here, and from here you mark the 6 centimeter like this, right? Then you again come to the other side. I'll take a different color, this side, right? And you draw an arc, and without changing it, that you do the same mark, and you draw, have it like this. Now, if you measure, right? So then here we have that if you measure, this will be 60 degrees, this will be 60 degrees, this will be 60 degrees, 6 centimeters, 6 centimeters, and 6 centimeters, right? I'll quickly do that. So I just draw the rough sketch, the line, tree line, and I mark the 60-degree arc, right? I mark the 60-degree arc, right? Like this. So then I draw the line. Then I mark the 6 centimeter, come to this place, mark the 60-degree arc, and like this. So then it gives me. Those are not at the accurate line because I'm not using the ruler. I'm just using the pen and show you like this. But you can do it, right? If need that, we have done the equilateral triangle in our construction video also. If need, you can watch this. Then we will move to the next question they have given. Look at this, right? We have something like this. Now, first we will draw the rough sketch, right? So this is the diagram they have given. We have 90 degree, 90 degree, right? Right, so then we will draw this 90, 90. Right, so then this is the second diagram. This is the real image of what I'm going to do, children. With the scale 1 centimeter and 1 meter scale, what we do, that we draw something like this. So then 90, 90, 45 degrees and 10 centimeters and 5 centimeters. Now you know that, right? Now be ready to construct this image. How we are going to do that, children? So first you draw a long line like this, free line. And you come to a particular point, right? And measure 10 centimeters over there and draw an arc like this. Okay. Now here I have 10 centimeters. Then what I do, I keep the compass here, the point here, and I draw 2 arcs. Without changing, I draw another 2 arcs and I draw another line like this. And here also what I do, I draw, but this time I am drawing at the 90 degree like this, right? Here I have 90 degree, here I have 90 degree, but I want to bisect this 90 degree angle because here I have 45 degree. How I'm going to bisect that? I bisect here that you know that we have something like this, right? Something, and we bisect it like this. Okay. And then I mark, I'll take a different color, 5 centimeters from here, and I mark it like this. Okay. So this is my point. Okay. From that point, right? So you turn your, rotate your, wait, I will rotate and show you. You rotate your, like this, right? You rotate your paper. Then what you do, you construct something like this. I will take this color here. Right? and 90 degrees. Okay, so then I'll rotate it to the original position. See, it's 90 degrees, right? It's 90 degrees, something like this. Now that if I that the mark the or that the final version, you can see, right, like this, from here to here, you have this, and then you have from here to here something, and that the down one, and then I have something like this. What are the features I have? 90 degree here, 90 degree here, 45 degree here, 5 centimeter here, and 10 centimeter, right? Not like in the classroom, children, you can rewind this and you can watch it again, right? So follow the steps what I was explaining, that I'll quickly explain one more time if you miss it. So first I draw the line and mark it and mark the 10 centimeter line, and then I draw the 90 degree and I mark it. And here also I want to have 90 degree like this, and but I don't draw the darker line, that just one, because I want to bisect it. Then I bisect it here like this, and I have the 45, and from here I mark 5 centimeters. So then from 5 centimeters I rotate my paper and mark the 90 degree from that, and I join it. So then my final version is from here to here, then I have from here to here, then here to here, here to here, something like this. So then the 5 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 90 degree, 90 degree, 45. Right? So then when teachers are marking your answer, that we check all these, the arcs, how you have got it, right? So we check all these things like this, right? Okay, so children, so that is all about the homework questions. And today I'm moving to new topic, that take your theory books, angle of elevation, angle of depression. Now children, you take your theory book, put the date, and write down the subtopic, angle of elevation, right? Angle of elevation. What do you mean by the angle of elevation? You read this, children, right? If you are standing on level ground, here that you are here, and can see a tall building. So this is the tall building, right? You can see a tall building, let's say an apartment. You will have to look up to see the top of the building. Now let's say that you are here and that you can see a tall building. Let's say that it's an apartment and you want to see the rooftop of this building or the apartment, and you want to look at the top. If you start by looking straight ahead, right? So then earlier your eye level was here. Now you want to look at this, and you want to turn your eye to this direction. You just imagine now you are looking at the front, but if you see something on top of that, you want on top of a building that you want to see, that you know that you want to move your eye up to a certain level, right? So then how many degrees you turn your eye, that we call the angle of elevation, right? So then you read these two sentences, children, with me. If you're standing on level ground and can see a tall building, you will have to look up to see the top of that building. If you start by looking straight ahead and then look up to the top of the building, the angle through which you raise your eyes is called the angle of elevation of the top of the building. You just imagine now your eye level is here, that this is your eye level, and you are looking at the car park, the ground floor car park, let's say, right? You are looking at this, the ground floor car park or the security point. But that you know that something that maybe that a flag or something here, and you want to look at that. Earlier you were looking at this. Now you want to look at this. That you want to turn your eyes like this, that you just, when I'm telling you, just do it by yourself. No need to have a told apart. You just see that you're looking at the laptop screen and you want to look at the ceiling, then you want to turn your eye, right? Turn your eyes to the top side. So then how many degrees you turn your eyes, that we call the angle of elevation, right? What you want to do, children, in your theory book, right? In your theory book, you write the first sentence after writing the subtopic in black color. You write that this is the first point and this is the second point. And you can draw this diagram, right? So then you can do this. This is the note in your theory book. You put the date, write the subtopic angle of elevation, then write the first point here and the second point, then you draw the diagram. Okay. And here that I will show you how, look at this example. Now what has happened? So then here they have given from a point A. Read it with me. From a point A, while reading, we want to draw this on the ground, which is 50 meters away from the base of the, this is the base, right? And this is the point A. From the base of the tree, that the distance from the base of the tree and A, it is 50 meters. And you want to look at the top of the tree, right? So top of the tree, let's say that there is a bird here. You want to look at him. So earlier you were looking at the base of the tree. But there you heard something, bird is singing, and you want to look at him. And you turn your eyes to this direction, and they have measured and told us that angle is 22, right? What is that angle? That is the angle of elevation, right? That you elevated your eyes, right? So angle of elevation is 22. So this is the original scenario. So first you draw something like this. You can have that if they are talking about a house, you can draw a small house. If they are talking about a tree, that you just draw a small. It is not something very artistic. You just draw the rough sketch. You have a tree, and first you were looking at the base of the tree. Now you are trying to look at the top of the tree. For that, you want to turn your eye. How many degree? It is 22 degrees. So this is the original version that we don't know the height of the tree, right? Height of the tree, we don't know. Okay. Then with that practical image, what we are supposed to do, children, we create a triangle by our own, right? Now here we know it should be 90 degree, and B to C is what? Height of the tree. What is this? This is height of the tree. Height of the tree. And that here it is 50 meters, by why it is 10 centimeters? They have given something here. What? For 5 meters, you want to draw 1 centimeter. For 50 meters, how many centimeters you draw? 1 over 5 multiplied by 50. So then it gives me 10. So then I should have 10 centimeters. Here I have 10 centimeters, right? And here I have 22, right? So then what you want to do, you want to draw the scale drawing, and you want to find the height of the tree. That means you want to find the BC length. So what I'm going to do, children, first I mark point A, and I draw a free line like this, and I mark 10 centimeters here. Shall we do it on my whiteboard? So this is something I am doing, children. I draw a free line. Okay, you can do it with me. All these working that you want to do it with me. Otherwise, you can't understand what I'm talking. You draw something like this. You mark the point A. Okay. So then the 22 we can't construct, no. In that case, you want to keep your protractor And from the 0 level that you want to mark 22, it's like this. You mark it and you remove the protractor. Now you have marked it. And in the meantime, you take 10 centimeters to your protractor and you mark 10 centimeters. Oh my goodness. So then you mark 10 centimeters like this. And from here, what you do, you mark the 90 degree. You mark the 90 degree. You don't know that at which point that it is the top of the building. But one thing we know, this is 22. No? So you just mark it like this, right? Something like this. Then this is the top of the building. I don't think that it is correct. So then easily, oh, I made a mistake. Right, so then this point and here that you want to mark it. So this is the top of the building. This is 22. This is 10 centimeters. This is 90 degree. This is A. This is B. This is C. Then you can measure this length after doing the construction, right? So when they measure with that, you get 4 centimeters, right? We know 1 centimeter is equal to 5 meters. So then if it is 4 centimeters, it should be 20 meters. So then the height of the tree is 20 meters. Hope it is clear for all of you. When you have a question like this, children, first you read the question and you draw the real scenario, right? Then based on that, you draw the rough sketch. It should be according to the scale they have given. If they have not given the scale, you can decide a scale by your own. But most of the time at this stage, they will give you the scale that you don't want to decide it. So after that, you want to do the construction here, right? You want to do the construction like this and you measure BC. When you know that BC is 4 centimeters and then the 1 centimeter is equal to 5 meters, 4 centimeters is equal to 20 meters. So then you can get the height of the tree or the BC height is 20 meters, right? Today, children, I'm not giving you any homework. Instead, you want to practice the same, right? You want to practice the same. I don't give you any homework. The next day, I will do few sums here. So then you are familiar that next day you can do these with me. But here you want to practice these things. Maybe 2 to 3 times. That's totally fine. Then you want to practice everything. Okay, children. We'll meet again next day. Till then, stay safe. Bye.